Hey, what's up, tubers? This is the SHTF Hunter coming at you tonight from the comforts of my basement. I like sitting in front of the old wood stove in the winter time. Feels good, but anyway, I've been noticing some division here in the preparedness community, and I know this isn't the first time, but you know, different types of survivalists have different lanes, and we need to stay in our own lane. And I'll just tell you who I'm talking about. Is Stoker Maddock and Dave Canterbury. Dave Canterbury, he teaches wilderness survival, and he's been very successful. I'm by no means a Dave Canterbury fanboy, because to me, he always came off kind of arrogant, but and I'm not drawn to that type of person. But I do watch some of his videos if they catch my interest, and I'm not going to knock him. He knows what he's doing, but he teaches wilderness survival, minimalist stuff, bushcraft, and the Stoker Maddock, I don't know his real name, but he had videos like why the 10 C's will get you killed, and it's just a very salty video. And it seems like there's different types of survivalists. It seems like you got the old veteran, the people that's been to war, the veterans, and you got the modern Minutemen. People call themselves Minutemen. You got militia types, and you got bushcrafters, wilderness survivalists. You got preppers who buy a lot of food and just want to survive whatever. And so you got different categories. And I'm here to tell you, just because you're ex-military, I'm ex-military, doesn't mean you're like the best survivalist in the world. And so I was commenting the other day. I can't remember if it was a Brent 331 video. It had Stoker Maddock and maybe Grunt Proof, the guy from Grunt Proof on it. And I can't remember exactly what my comment was, but yeah, I know what it was. And there's different shit hit the fan scenarios, and not it's no cookie cutter shit hit the fan scenario. Not every situation is going to require us to run out of the house and get in a fight with an invading military or something. 2020 should have been proof of that with the hit pandemic. There's no way to fight that, and or not with firearms anyway. But oh Lord, I got off course. Anyway, one of my comments was, I fully intend to bunker in my home and defend my home. All my food is here. This is my food, my shelter, my everything, And so some guy, he makes this comment. He says, I hope not every gun owner is like you. And, when it comes to confiscate our firearms. And I got thinking about that. I was like, they're not. And this is my belief, they're not going to come door to door and confiscate your firearms. And I was like, well, and another one of my comments was, unlike most gun owners, I've been to war. And war is something you better hope never happens here in the U.S. Or war is something you better hope you're never involved in. I'm just being real. I know we all daydream from time to time. We want to watch the Red Dawn or something, but it's not a glorious thing like everybody thinks it is. And but yeah, I consider myself a survivalist. Like going out and getting involved in armed conflict is kind of conducive to staying alive. It don't matter how much training you have, it's your time to die. It's just your time to die, and I learned that the hard way. But anyway, so you say what you want. A lot of these Minutemen planning to run out and start fighting, I guess, the government, whatever. I don't know, but that's not in my plans. My plan is really I have to gauge the situation in which I find myself. I've learned to be, I've learned to adapt to different situations instead of preparing for one scenario alone. Try to adapt to whatever's coming at you. I think I think that's a better plan to survive, is being able to adapt from one situation to another. And it's like the people that used to watch Doomsday Preppers. They always asked them. They said, "What's the one thing you think will happen?" And I remember this one woman, and her plan was she was preparing for a pandemic, and like that, a lot of her preps were based around a pandemic, which would probably really benefited her if she's still into doomsday prepping come 2020. And then other people are planning for invasion by the UN or the U.S. government coming door to door to confiscate your firearms. But I'm not prepared for one specific thing. I have a bunch of different types of gear. I am in the military, and I've been in the military, so I have some military gear, but I also got a lot of food, to sit back and, quite a bit. And I don't really have the wilderness skills that other people do, or like bushcraft skills, but, try to learn a little bit of everything. Kind of stay in your lane. Just because this person over here is teaching wilderness survival doesn't mean he's wrong. And just because these people over here, have been in the military, been in firefights, been in infantry, it doesn't mean they're wrong. But because I had a disagreement with what they were telling people about body armor. I believe at a minimum, you should have a plate carrier, at a minimum. Plate carrier, I got a minimalist plate carrier from LAPolicegear.com, slick with no magazine pouch or magazine, slick. It weighs 10 pounds. It's pretty light, as far as, and they were kind of knocking people for wearing it. It's like, yeah, how many people's running around this for like a week at a time? Well, most people ain't got a week to run around with body armor and train, but they are trying. But me, I run. I do tactical games sometimes, so I may be wearing. I ain't even wearing it today. You just use it for them games a lot of times. But and if you do go for training for a day or two, it's something. But so I just think people in the preparedness community need to stay in their lanes, and let Dave Canterbury do his thing, let Stoker-Matic do his thing, let me do my thing, which I don't teach a lot or show a lot. I shoot more. I just do whatever I want to do. Really, I don't have no set plans, but I have to be very careful about what I teach on YouTube or tell somebody, because I'm a federal employee, and I'm not the only federal employee doing survival videos. I ain't gonna say his name because it's nothing really we want a lot of people to know about, because they start not trusting us. Now, I'm not a member of a 3-letter agency. I'll just tell you, I work for the Department of the Army doing maintenance on military vehicles. That's my job. So, and I'm also an Army reservist. But so I'm kind of limited on what I can tell or teach people on YouTube, because I could be found guilty. I could be charged with sedition to the U.S. government. So that's why I don't teach or show a lot. So anyway, this video has gone on long enough. This is the SH Tip Hunter. I'm out.